Hello, everyone. I'm Shradha Tiwari and I'm in India. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about what I have to share about my journey on spirituality and how I came into pranic healing and how it changed my life. Thank you. So, um, hi, Annette. I can see you. So, uh, so my journey started in pranic healing almost 14 years back. And when we say it's like 400,000, not people, it's 400,000 sessions. Like it's literally more than 400,000, but that was the last counted. So I have done healing sessions on people across the globe from different cultures, different faiths, and different backgrounds, different walks of life, different age groups. And now I'll a little bit share how I came into pranic healing and how spirituality changed my life. So, growing up, it was a very normal growing up childhood family like many of us. It's like, school, family, friends, careers, plays, all kind of stuff. But and it was nothing like that people have this that if someone is coming from India or it's like spirituality, it's like mantra chanting at the uh, sunrise. It was nothing like that. It was a very normal household, and my dad and my mom were quite, they were busy raising their kids. Like I have we had three siblings, so they were quite busy with that. But growing up, they made sure that we are quite uh, into the compassion mode, the kindness that we have to show to others. We are well mannered, we are disciplined, So my childhood revolved around that. But gradually, as I grew up, I went to college, and there was a section in the library which said spirituality. And I've honestly never heard much about spirituality. So I walked into that section. I took one book out and I started reading that book. And I took that book home, and I showed it to my father. And my father just randomly told me that, it's a good thing to start with. So just, keep reading what you have or what you can lay your hands on when it comes to spirituality. So it was not really the religious books. It was more about, how your heart opens up and how kind you are and how, the light is formed around individuals. So that was the starting point. And then I got again busy with my career. I have been an editor before coming into pranic healing full time. I was working as a as an editor in a company where it was dealing with the website and the magazines in the education sector. So my job was good. I was successful. That was never a problem. But something was off. When I used to sit with myself or when I used to sit with my family or friends, there was something missing. It was not being unhappy. It was just that restlessness that was always around. So I there was a lady near my home who used to do pranic healing, and she used to suggest to come to the workshops. So one Sunday morning, I just decided to walk into one of her workshops and see how it goes. And I went there. It was it was amazing. There was meditations, there were few exercises, and she explained how energy works, which was very new to me. I didn't understood it, to be honest, in the first go, how energy works and what it is all about. But then uh, when she started explaining more to me, and she introduced me to meditation, and my understanding of meditation was, it is like, that you have to sit with yourself. It's like switching off your mind for a while. But when I started doing meditation, I understood that it's not really switching off your mind for a while. It's like tuning in to yourself. You have to just fine tune it, just like a radio dial. That signal is always there, but you have to like flip the dial a bit so that the correct tune, the correct channel comes in. It's like that. I realized after a few months of doing meditation that I was more lighter, calmer, more relaxed, and I was taking better decisions. I was doing, my productivity went high in my job. And that was the time I understood that, okay, so pranic healing is something that I need to, work more on. So I took the first basic class of pranic healing. And I started working on myself. I was only working on myself. I was not doing any other healings. And gradually, after a few months, I did the second class. And after that, I started doing healings on my father. I started doing healings on my friends, and it just worked. They gave me the feedback that it's like they're feeling lighter. It's like some light is getting on. Their burden has gone away. So one of the first cases that I worked was very severe migraine attacks. And after a few healings, she was my friend, and she said that, oh, okay, my migraines do not happen at that frequency. They do not happen with that same intensity, and gradually the pain has diminished. And when she gave me that feedback, I realized that it was the pain. It was more of an emotional block. It was more of the stress that she was experiencing. And with that migraine attacks, there was also a problem with her work because she was unable to concentrate on her work. She was unable to concentrate, on her home responsibilities, which also, came into uh, in line with that, because once her migraine attacks were controlled, her productivity at work was good, her responsibilities at her home with her family was getting better, her relationships were getting better, and that was like just within few sessions that happened. And she then started referring me to other people. So honestly, I have never advertised myself aggressively. That was more of mouth to mouth publicity. So she went out and she told her friends, and I was in the process of taking further classes of pranic healing because I was in that mode of like learning, practicing, diving more into the spiritual life. Pranic healing, when it came into my life, it was also the moments of lot of confusion when it comes to me, or like emotionally, and it cleared that after pranic healing, after like practicing few years, uh, I wanted to leave my job, and everybody in my family were uh, honestly against it. They were like, no, you have a good job, you're successful, everything is fine. Why you want to, leave your job? And it was very hard for me to explain this to them, that it's not about being successful at job, or earning okay or well, as they say in India. It is more of how happy you are where you're working, how content, how satisfied you are, which I didn't felt. It was more of a restlessness, constant restlessness I used to feel when I was working. It was like as if it is not meant for me, as if this is not my calling. I am not supposed to do this. It was a very high pressure job, but still, everything was fine. I was okay there, but I was like, there was something off. It was not meant for me. I have also appeared in a lot of competitive exams in India, and at that time I used to feel very sad that I'm not getting where I want to. But today, after so many years, I feel that those were not meant for me. My calling has always been being into spirituality, working with people around the globe and helping them get back to their life. Um, Also, on my journey, I felt that it is not about healing others, it is also about telling people that they have forgotten that they have the power within themselves to heal themselves and come out of their situation. At times people just forget about it, like I forgot about it. So it's more of like telling people that you have to you have to come back, you have to remember yourself, and it's like it's a journey within. It's not like, you don't usually we look around, we look around for help, but actually it's like looking within, it's like turning inward. So that's what I have done in my spiritual journey. I'm still on. I am still learning every day. It's like I met a person. She's a very good friend now, and she once told me that all is okay with me. What healing journey should I begin, or what spirituality should I follow? Because everything is okay. And I told her that it's not about uh, you have to wait for things to go down, or you have to wait for a crisis. You have to keep on working on yourself. You have to go within yourself and understand your inner reflections, so that you can do a lot with yourself than to just wait for the time. Okay, now this is the crisis, now let's go, now understand what we need to do, now look for someone who can help me. So it is like that. So it that's an important aspect I felt today I should share, because most of the people, when they are asked to follow spirituality or follow any kind of healing modality or meditations for that matter, they just feel that okay, everything is fine, why should I do it? But I feel that's not true, because we will not wait for the crisis. Let's not wait for the crisis. Let's keep it in one of our just one point in our routine in our daily life, so that we if we keep on doing this, probably when there's a crisis moment, we will be in a better situation to handle it, right? So that's one point I wanted to share, that if there was a time in my life when that book came appeared itself, I would say. It was not a crisis situation, and I'm very happy today that I found that book and I started reading about it, because if during the crisis situation, I wouldn't be able to be here today. I have now completely off my corporate job. I am full time, uh, helping people, guiding them throughout their journeys, making them understand that how spirituality works, how healing works, and how they can really do things for themselves. It's very important to to understand that. Um, I also felt during certain times in the lot of commotion in my office, that there was some whisper within me which used to say that healing, connection, we need to go towards that. It was a lot of noise in an office, where especially with with the where a lot of printing and a lot of content, a lot of stuff that happens. But in that middle of that commotion, I used to, if I closed my eyes, or if I'm working on something, I used to feel that there was a voice within me which used to always whisper to me that this is not for me. It was more of, I call it a call from the soul. At times your soul knows what is good for you. So that was also one of the important aspects. So in the middle of all this, I met my husband. At that time, we were not married. And first thing when he asked me, because he was in the other city, I was in the other city, and the first thing when he asked me was that how you want to go ahead, what are your plans? And I told him I want to quit my job and I want to start doing pranic healing full time. And at that time, I had no like plans of how I'm going to do it, or I had no plans how to market it or how to ask people to get healings done, because it's difficult to ask people how to get to get their healing sessions. So I had no clue. I had no clue how it's going to happen. But then he said, "Fine, you can do whatever you want. You want to try it, you can do that." And then my friends came into uh, the situation, and they started talking more about pranic healing because they were getting a lot of benefits out of the healing sessions. Some of them then joined the pranic healing community. They took classes. Some of them, they are still with the healing sessions. They don't want to get the classes, but some of them did get the certificates. They are working on themselves and people around them, and it's amazing. I mean, um, my healing journey, my spiritual transformation has been very, very intense. I have changed the way I look at situations, where I look at people. My reactions have changed into response. My work towards, um, uh, like when Suzanne said 4,000, 400,000 sessions, it's, I know it's a lot. And when I was asked to check the amount of sessions I have done, even I was surprised. I have started counting them when someone asked me how many sessions you have done till now, and I was like, I have no clue. I do keep a track, but I have no clue. And when I counted, it was somewhere around like 300,000, and I was amazed myself. During COVID, during the COVID pause, also in India and the other countries, um, alone, I think my group in India, we did around 72,000 uh, cases, not the sessions. In the COVID pod, and it was all voluntary work. Also, the emotional blocks, also the stress, and the most important part, the grief. People have not understood their own problems. It usually, it's like, we look for someone else to pinpoint our problems. We look for someone else to tell us what we want or what we don't want. And I think that's where uh, a group and community like circles come in, where they help people understand and introduce people to each other. It's very important. And we I want to uh, introduce one important aspect, which is called as community of higher awakening souls, which is missing specifically in where I am. I know in United States there are a lot of communities, but we don't have much here. And we have to understand how the soul works, and how it, uh, it is work towards bringing people together who wants awakening, who are in the path of awakening. Pranic healing is one of the very strong and the very important uh, healing modalities, which helps you get your emotional blocks, your griefs, and your stresses removed. And that's how your inner reflections come into play. So as an spiritual seeker, today I would like to take this opportunity to ask everyone who is present here to please follow uh, different paths. It's not uh, important that if you're following any particular meditation, then you have to, follow, keep on following what your neighbor is doing. You can do whatever you feel is right for you. As for um, the closing line, I would say that we all here are present in the moment, and that's what matters. It is the right time for us to be together, because as the energy is around the world, it is very important for each one of us to be together, because only if you are together in this journey, we can we can help each other gain what we all are seeking. It's like Suzanne said in the beginning, we all are awakeners here, and people who are awakening can only help the person who is in the process of uh, in the awakening. So that's very important. And that's it. I mean, I don't have a very major different kind of a transformative journey, but yeah, as I have gone along, I have like through pranic healing, I've worked on very different kind of diseases, not the only the fever and the cough and cold. It's severe patients, severe diseases, coma patients, autoimmune, cancer. So, because it's like a lot of practice and a lot of sessions have gone into it. So it's not only about this, and it all this experience have made me come to one conclusion, and that is that it's your emotions and your blocks and your inner work that come into play when it comes to be healthy, mentally healthy, physically healthy, emotionally healthy. So yeah, that's it. We just have to be together and work on each other and work on our emotions so that things get better for every one of us. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.